Hello, I'm Nate Sestina. I'm a senior on the men's basketball team and my major is geography. My hometown of Emporium, PA, I would say we're kind of closed off from the rest of the world. We're this tiny little town of 1,900 people tucked up in the woods of PA. Emporium is its own little distinct place, but it's really special. And if you've never been there, it's really hard to describe it. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows your birthday. They know your family. They know everything about you. And I think that that's what is so kind of funny about me is I'm the same way. I think it kind of shows that it doesn't matter where you're from, you can still make it. The last guy to play Division I basketball from Emporium was in the 70s. Coming from that 1,900 people where you playing in front of 500 people in high school to playing in front of 4,000 people here, it's a little bit of a culture shock as well. But it also makes me appreciate basketball and makes me appreciate my family more than anything. Now, I'm the youngest of 5, so we had a competitive household. They're my favorite people in the world, and we're really, really close. And I think that being from where I am and having the family that I do, it's kind of kept me in check everywhere I go. When I was in 4th grade when my brother Jason graduated high school, and he had decided he wanted to go to the Marines, and in the middle of his junior year of college, he got deployed. Ever since then, I've kind of just, there's like a toughen up at 13 years old. I think about it, I'm like, when he was 21 years old, he was in Afghanistan. I wake up, I'm like, man, I don't want to go to class today, or I don't want to practice today. And he woke up and was like, I hope I make it through today. With my brother Andrew, I think that Jason's serving propelled him into that. With him being a leader of 150 guys right now, I think that that's helped me with my leadership role. You have to be upbeat, but you have to, he always says you have to correct your boots. You have to promote them, but then you have to be able to bring them back down to earth. And I think that that's something that I've kind of carried with me through my entire life with Jason, but especially with Andrew in the last couple of years. The guys now, I understand as a leader, you have to be able to show what you're doing, but then you have to be able to talk through it. I feel like I've done a better job of it this year, learning from Nana last year and carrying that over and just being able to talk through it, being able to explain what we're doing, being able to walk and talk through rotations and where to be, knowing the plays and all that stuff.
He's been really for 4 years one of the hardest workers, and now this guy that's kind of focused on this being one of your better players, it's hard for the guys that aren't playing as much to not work as hard as he is.
Everybody always asks me, you could have played somewhere else and been the guy or whatever instead of playing behind Nana and Zach, but I think that playing behind those two guys has been the best thing for me. It brought me back to reality when coming from being a first-team All-State guy in high school to coming here not playing. It's a culture shock. I was really hurt. And I talked to Nana about it my freshman year. And I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. And he pinned me against the wall. He's like, don't ever say that. He's like, you're better than everybody on this team. He's like, you just don't know it yet.
People always look at the minutes played and the points scored, and what you don't see is part of the reason why some of the guys were so good was the guys who were pushing him, and he was a big part of that. If Nana and Zach didn't show ready to play every day, he would embarrass them. And I thought he took a lot of pride in that when we needed him games to step up. Everyone talks about the championship game in Michigan State, but I can think back to the beginning of last year when we played Vermont at home. He made 3 really big plays at the end of that game when we need him. So we've always had a lot of confidence in him, and he's been a big part of everything we've done so far.
Nate Jones, lob underneath, Sestina.
Nana, he really came out and said it in front of everybody. He's like, I know that me and Zach were a little nervous when you were on the team. He's like, because you're gunning for our minutes. He's like, so we did our best to always be on the top of our game, because if we slipped up, we knew we weren't going to play. And I think that that's really helped me out mentally, and especially my senior year. I have to be that guy so that I can pass that on to the next guy.